few months ago, Bionicle experienced one of the most exciting developments that it's had in a very long time. Back during Bionicle's glory days, canon contests would be held to decide the look of certain Bionicle characters. However, with the end of Bionicle G1 in 2010, these contests would meet their end, leaving many important figures in the Bionicle universe without a set appearance. But to the surprise of many Bionicle fans, a new series of canon contests would be organized to create artwork and LEGO models to represent these unseen characters. Many legends from throughout the Bionicle universe would be chosen to have a contest, from the likes of the first Toa Helrix to even the treacherous Dark Hunter Lariska. However, in today's episode of Bionicle Lore Explained, we'll be discussing the character from the most recent canon contest, the skilled craftsman and user of one of the 3 legendary Kanohi, more commonly known as Artakha. Before we get started, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel to get notified when I upload. Videos like this require a lot of time and energy to make, so your support in any form is greatly appreciated. Now let's get on with the video. In the earliest stages of the Matoran universe, there was a time where the Great Spirit had not yet been created, and everything the Great Beings had worked to build could easily go wrong. So, not wanting to repeat their past mistakes, the Great Beings created the 2 brothers, Artakha and Karzanhi, to ensure order was maintained within the Matoran universe. While none of the islands that would make up the Matoran universe had been fully completed, Artakha and Karzanhi were each given their own realm to rule over. Artakha chose to name his realm after himself, and his brother also followed suit, naming his realm Karzanhi. Not long after their creation, the 2 brothers would come into conflict over the legendary Mask of Creation, which had previously been crafted and placed inside the Matoran universe. As a legendary mask, the Mask of Creation was one of the most powerful Kanohi in existence, allowing its user to perfectly envision anything they wanted to create. Thus ensued one of the most epic battles in the history of the universe, as both titans fought to claim the mask and its power for themselves. Both brothers would fight their hardest, but once their struggle was finished and the dust began to settle, Artakha would stand victorious with the Mask of Creation in hand, leading his brother Karzanhi to become enraged, not just at himself but Artakha as well, marking the beginning of his descent into envy and madness. However, even though Karzanhi lost that day, the Great Beings still gave him the Kanohi Elisi, the Mask of Alternate Futures. Though unlike the legendary Mask of Creation, the Kanohi Elisi would not be able to help Karzanhi's horrid craftsmanship. Immediately after his victory over Karzanhi, Artakha returned to his realm and it became the first island in the Matoran universe to be fully completed. This new island of Artakha would soon go down in legend as a realm of peace that only the most skilled Matoran were given access to. Though if that wasn't enough already, Artakha himself also came to be revered for his benevolence, having used his mask on numerous occasions to create goods for those who asked. Artakha's greatest contribution to the Matoran universe would undoubtedly be the powerful Toa Mata. This team of 6 Toa would become famous for their role in defeating the Brotherhood of Makuta and awakening the Great Spirit Mata Nui, but none of that would have been possible had Artakha not created them in the first place. Thousands of years later, Artakha would create the Kanohi Evoki, the Mask of Light, which would soon become the target of one of the most powerful factions in the universe. The Brotherhood of Makuta, as they were known, was once responsible for the creation of new Rahi species. However, they had since betrayed the Great Spirit Mata Nui and now aimed to overthrow him. The Makuta, being creatures of shadow, were extremely vulnerable to the Mask of Light, so they hatched a plan that would prevent their enemies from using the Evoki against them. This plan was initially devised by the Brotherhood's leader, Makuta Pterodax, who ordered for the Mask of Light to be stolen from Artakha's fortress in the most silent manner. However, the Makuta who would be assigned to complete this mission would not adhere to his plan. Kajal, as he was called, was known amongst the Brotherhood for being so secretive that it was considered obnoxious by the other Makuta. Though even if the majority of the Brotherhood claimed Kajal was useless, Pterodax still saw him as the perfect candidate to lead this operation, for Kajal was the Makuta assigned to watch over the island of Artakha as a result of the Matoran civil war in Metru Nui, making Kajal the Makuta with the most knowledge about the island. However, even though Kajal was considered the best Makuta to complete this mission, his arrogance would lead him to abandon Pterodax's plan in favor of his own. Instead of quietly stealing the Evoki, Kajal began amassing an invasion force consisting of Vizorak, Rakji, and Exotoa that he would use to storm Artakha's fortress and take the mask. Kajal may have disobeyed Pterodax's orders in doing this, but he was still successful in stealing the Kanohi Evoki, as Artakha wasn't prepared to defend his island from the Makuta's invasion. After taking the mask, Kajal would bring it to the island of Destrel, where it would be kept far away from the Brotherhood's enemies. At this point, Kajal assumed he was safe, as his mission was complete and the Mask of Light had been secured. However, Artakha, worried about the consequences of the Evoki being stolen, would retaliate. To prevent attacks like the raid on Artakha from happening again in the future, Artakha decided to fully close off his island from all outsiders, requesting that the Order of Mata Nui eliminate all records of his realm's existence, and assassinating anyone with knowledge of the island. Of course, the list of targets also included Makuta Kajal, who was hunted down and killed on the island of Zia. As all knowledge of Artakha was destroyed by the Order of Mata Nui, the island would slowly be forgotten and fade into legend. However, Artakha would continue his work in secrecy, building new creations to protect the Matoran universe. Unlike most inhabitants of the Matoran universe, Artakha was created to be a completely unique being that doesn't belong to any species. This resulted in Artakha having many features, characteristics, and abilities that were a rarity in the Matoran universe, a few of which we'll go over now. Firstly, one of Artakha's most notable traits is his height. Clocking in at just around 10 feet tall, this titan towers over most other beings in the Matoran universe. For comparison, an average Toe is about 7 feet tall, and most Matoran are 4.5 feet tall. So in the eyes of most beings, Artakha is quite an imposing figure. Artakha is also covered head to toe in heavy, grayish-green armor that's adorned with symbols and runes. It's unknown what any of these hieroglyphs actually mean, though considering Artakha is one of the oldest inhabitants of the Matoran universe, they're likely ancient in origin. Artakha is capable of utilizing two powerful abilities in the form of telepathy and teleportation. Telepathy, of course, can be used to read the minds of other beings, as well as transfer thoughts into their minds, and teleportation allows Artakha to teleport himself, another being, or an object anywhere he pleases. When it comes to weapons and equipment, Artakha has never been known to wield anything specific, instead choosing to repurpose tools from his forge to use in battle. However, it's worth noting that in all of his current visual depictions, Artakha is seen wielding the massive warhammer that he once brought on a journey to the city of Metru Nui. And finally, when discussing Artakha's features, traits, and equipment, there's one important piece of his character that almost everyone knows him for, that being none other than the Mask of Creation, which is one of only 3 legendary Kanohi in existence. In addition to being one of the most ornate Kanohi, this mask allows Artakha to imagine anything he plans to create, and teaches him how to construct it. However, if Artakha already knows how to create something, the mask can simply generate it from nothing. As the sole user of the mask, it's Artakha's responsibility to keep it safe, for if the Mask of Creation was ever destroyed, it would spell disaster for the inhabitants of the Matoran universe. Since the Artakha contest concluded somewhat recently, I thought this was the perfect time to make a video all about this legendary crafter and give you all a better understanding of his story. Speaking of the contest, I'd be curious to know your opinions on the results, so go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. If you ask me, I'm pretty satisfied with the results. Artakha's appearance matches up nicely with how I envisioned him, and the larger proportions fit his personality quite well. My only grievance is the mask, since while it looks very nice, it isn't what I expected the Mask of Creation to look like, mostly due to its slight resemblance to the Mask of Fire from Bionicle G2. But again, that's just my opinion, so tell me what you think in the comment section. And while you're at it, let me know any topics that you'd like to see me cover next. Just know that it may take a while before I get to your suggestions, since I have a few other episodes that I've already decided to make. I'll be back soon with more videos like this, so make sure to give it a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe to my channel to get notified when I upload. That's going to be all for this episode of Bionicle Lore Explained, so thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Did you enjoy the video? Then do your duty and give it a like. Also, if you're feeling generous, then why not embrace unity and subscribe for more content just like this. If you've already done those things, then achieve your destiny by joining my Discord server linked in the description. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.